Well, welcome. It is Mike Rasmussen, CPA Straight Talk for Small Business, and today is Tuesday, September 8th, and I'm sure y'all had a great Labor Day weekend. Welcome. Wow, it's been a couple days since I have gone live, and here's what I'm going to help you do this week. We have live shows today, tomorrow, and Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I'm going to walk you through what I'm paying specific attention to. Not 50 websites that are everybody's guessing on what's going to happen on this second stimulus. I'm going to walk you through exactly that you can tune in at 1 o'clock on Central Daylight Time for the next 3 days. And I'm going to show you exactly when the Senate and the House and the President, where I'm looking at to see if there's any movement on that centered around this second stimulus. So that's what this live is going to be. Then I'm going to be taking, because I believe what's going to be happening is if there is no action this week and probably within the next week, once the House of Representatives comes back in session on September 11th, and I'll show you that, I believe what's going to happen is President Trump is going to do, just like he did on August 8th, 3 executive memorandums and an executive order. And then from what are going to be proposed in those, I plan to do, here's five recorded sessions on steps you should take to enact what is coming down based on what I believe is going to be some moves by the president. If Congress, which is the Senate and the House, can come to any agreements, and that is a small business, what you need to do. Okay? All right. So this one is specifically, this is designed to show you where I'm going to be going and why you should tune in not only today, but tomorrow and Thursday, and pay attention to what is happening and what is being proposed out there. And then I will take it back to what a small business owner needs to do, and take the topics, the 5 major topics, and what I will do is I'm going to explain those into what you need to be thinking about taking advantage of any new program or tax incentive or expenses, especially, and I'll get to the expense, the Senate Bill 4117 that we've been watching since June. Okay, all right, here we go. So it's obvious right here that one of the it talks about there are the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, of course, both Democrats. There is a Senate Republican bill being introduced, and yes, it's pared down, but already before it's even happened, it's just saying it's going nowhere. Why does it matter? There's weeks after the expiration of key stimulus components. One of the main ones was July 31st when the unemployment that expired. And again, as soon as those expired, and President Trump within 8 days issued executive memorandums and executive orders based on the specific what he felt and what the whole White House felt was the most beneficial to the economy and to people in the United States. So he took 4 of those, and on August 8th. And I believe when you have this, when it's already saying we're not doing anything, and here's slim down bills, truant as anything they're talking about is just being political and blah blah blah. So let me go to Senate Mitch McConnell, which that is the next step. So the Senate is today at 3 p.m. Eastern time is actually meeting, and Mitch McConnell is supposed to right here be presenting some form of a scaled down stimulus bill for the Senate to vote on, which could be this week, and I'll show you where that means. So today, the Senate Republican majority, this is Mitch McConnell's website, introducing a new targeted proposal focused on some of the very most urgent healthcare, education, and economic issues. Does not contain every idea that's the party likes, which would be Republicans. I'm confident Democrats will feel the same. but this is going to be produced. I will move immediately today to set up a floor vote as soon as this week. These are the types of intent that then I take, and I will go and look at and what is going on in small business as well. So one of the websites I go to is payments.com, and this has to do with really what is happening in the credit card usage and kind of an independent, non-political, what are the transactions being happening out there. And so what I see, what's driving Mitch McConnell's or this, watching the economy where it is, instead of just absolutely accepting the $3.2 trillion HEROES Act that was passed by the House back in May of 2020. Basically, over time, here's what's happened. So the SMBs, that's short for small business, that have made it past this survey, okay, to the here and now, which is now. And now the ones are poised to perhaps weather what's left of the storm. A majority at more than 71%. So this is a organization that is polling small businesses and been boosting their digital capabilities, prompting, and here it is, a seismic shift to curbside pickup and buy online pickup at store initiatives, as more than half of sales come from e-commerce. Okay. So Visa/payments have found increasing awareness of real-time settlement. That's a big deal because now, as we've talked about, as cash, which is contactless payment, has been increasing for all small businesses. This curbside pickup, buy online pickup, as you had to have your move to the digital capability with your retail, restaurant, your small business. You had to adapt because of the contactless and just the drive from the consumer. So now have found increasing awareness of real-time settlement. That's the other thing. I need to know our cash flow right away, which would be embraced by 9 of 10 surveys SMBs. Better cash flow means a better outlook for expanding businesses on the other side of the pandemic and hiring in what becomes a virtuous cycle. So now, payments, the electronic digital payments that have now obviously increased to accommodate curbside pickup, online pickup. We're seeing now 71% of all small businesses that are hanging in there right now. So everybody really is been adjusted. They have adjusted. They've gone through the Paycheck Protection Program with a small business. They've looked at the SBA on what incentives and programs have been reduced. They've all small businesses have had considered, if not acted. In fact, in this article, it talks about 33% of all small businesses have either got a Paycheck Protection loan, an advance, an EIDL loan, advance, and or a loan, which is up to the $150,000 per entity. So you can see right now that confidence is starting to go up. Great job numbers that came out last Friday, right before Labor Day weekend. So 71% have been boosting their digital capabilities by necessity. Okay, so now that small businesses are poised for what is next. So small businesses, in all the ones that I talk to and get emails from, have gone through and really developed their business model, especially everyone paying attention to this program, have redone and revamped and re-engineered their business plan and are poised now for economic growth, a vaccine to come out that really allows the whole nation to get going again, with the stock market at one of its all-time highs. So right now, people are watching what's going to happen now that summer is technically after Labor Day over. All the kids are back at school figuring out the NBA games are on, the football starts, NFL football starts. So all eyes are glued digitally as well. So you're now having more commercials and ads and everything going out there. So what I'm going to do, here's where I'm focused. I am focused right here on the Senate floor webcast, and what that is today at 3 p.m., which would be Eastern time, which will be just a little bit after the show. I'll be watching to see what is covered. So in here, I'm able to watch on any bill that's introduced, any action that they are doing. So when I see any articles, or kind of briefly, I just kind of gloss over those, and I'll immediately take an article or any information I see or gather, and I'm going right to the Senate floor, and is it being acted on? Okay, is it being introduced? Just like Mitch McConnell said at his website, is it being acted on in the Senate? One of the bills that we really hope as accountants, and it's very, very important, that I hope to bring to you, is this Senate bill that was introduced way back. This is just confirming. This is the daily digest that I actually get, which is the Senate, the House, and anything that happens every day. So I go to the Senate, and then I'll go here to see now Senate Bill 4117, which we've talked about. Now, I hear a lot of the banks right now, the banks who have initiated the Paycheck Protection Program. Over 5,000 banks participated. And so there's all of these loans out there that are now being asked for forgiveness. And now that there's been a lot of guidance on it, one of the banks are being, just so you know, all the banks are being tentative and spending all of this money of how to accept all the documentation from the borrowers to be able to approve and submit then a completed package to the SBA on, yes, all the boxes have been checked and the entire or a portion of the Paycheck Protection Program loan needs to be forgiven. That's what happens. So right now, a borrower is in a situation waiting for the banks to have, and you can apply, but the banks are kind of waiting right now because of this Senate Bill 4117, which is what? Right here. Specifically, the bill provides for automatic forgiveness of a paycheck protection loan that is not more than $150,000. If a recipient submits a one-page form, further prohibits any enforcement or other action against a lender relating to loan origination, forgiveness, or guarantee based on the lender's reliance on certifications or documentation submitted by a loan applicant or recipient. This Senate Bill 4117 was introduced June 30 there of 2020. Now, the banks right now are holding out to basically not increase their resources to use the longer forms and documentation to write up a whole proposal to the SBA. So they have to take the forgiveness application that has been presented by the SBA and then gather the documentation together and then submit that to the SBA. If this is acted on, this Senate bill that's been introduced but not acted, and if loans under $150,000, it is like it said, a one-page form, boom, it's forgiven, and they pass that on. That is incredible resources that do not have to be deployed to have the ability to package all up and do the and document all the required documentation needed by the SBA to forgive a loan. It's first, all the documentation is assembled by the lender or the bank organization, and then it's given to the SBA. So this is one that we are watching and bankers are watching immediately. So when you watch the show, I'm gonna take at least 5-10 seconds. And if nothing is moved on this, is one that I'm watching specifically. The next thing is the House here resumes back. So this is the House, live.house.gov, and I go there to find out. Again, the next meeting is scheduled for 1 p.m. on September 11th. Today's the 8th, 9, 10, 11. That would be Friday. So the next adjourning is going to be Friday. That's when the House comes back in. So if the Senate submits and actually approves something today on the 8th, that means it's possible some bill could be considered by the House on Friday. That's how quick this is moving. And so what are small businesses doing right now? We are all watching to see, okay, the Senate went back to their constituents out in the United States, and the House is still out there. Senate back today, the House back on September 11th. They're back there. The Senate and leaders in the House are all out in the states and gathering information and taking a pulse of the whole country. So we are really, I'm excited. We are going to learn what is the pulse of the United States, the small businesses, the leaders in the community. That was the design. I do not believe senators and House of Representative leaders go home and just sip a cocktail on a porch. I believe there's enough on them on the individuals for re-election that it behooves them, and I believe every leader was out there meeting and talking to the leaders in their districts and states, and to get a pulse of how they're going to, what bills they're going to get behind, what bills they're going to go support, both in the House and the Senate, and make a major move this week and next week to promote and be a voice for the people that they're representing. And how that's why I'm going to both, why I would go to these sites, is I want to find out what's being introduced and promoted, and then I'm going to take the 5 most prevalent topics that can help you as a small business owner and do those in a really carefully recorded session for you that will come out in the next couple weeks. So this is what I'm watching, and I'm specifically looking for, if it is the stimulus check, great. How does that impact? How can you go find it? What do you need to do? What do you need to do as a small business to tell your employees? Okay, if it is unemployment, if that truly is one area that is going to be expanded on the executive memorandum by President Trump, from August 8th, is that the big initiative? What is it? It's going to be the school districts. It's going to be you name it. But hopefully, what is happening right now is both sides of Congress, Senate and the House of Representatives, are all coming back. Senate in session today, House on Friday. I can watch them right here. And then I'm also going to watch, I believe what's also going to happen finally is, here's the presidential actions. These presidential actions are such that what will happen is President Trump will watch, and if things are not happening the way he wants to do it, I believe what's going to happen is he's going to jump in and possibly do another presidential action. Okay, so if you could, I do these Facebook Live. If you can go and hit a like, that would be appreciated. And we post these every day when I do these on YouTube. If you can go in there and subscribe, much appreciated. And if you want to send me a quick email, you can just go take a quick tour at HiTechCPA.com and send me a quick note on a question or something that you would like me to talk about. Okay, so to end on this, today is September 8th. The Senate is Mitch McConnell, through what I've showed you, is presenting to the Senate some sort of stimulus act that will affect the economy, small businesses. That's us, okay? Then on Friday, the House comes back. Both Senate and House have to approve whatever is introduced from either side, and then it's given to President Trump. So I'm watching for the top 5 impact topics that can impact you all through this week and the beginning of next week, and I will then do a very segmented 5 videos that are very targeted for the top topics that come out that you need to take an action on. Okay, because that is what's happening. Where do I find this? I've shown you where I go. I want to go to the Senate and the House floor, look at all the topics. So you don't have to do it. I'm doing it. Okay? Hope you had a great Labor Day weekend. Hope you have a great week. Stay tuned tomorrow. I'll be watching what happened on both of the floor, or primarily on the Senate floor right now up until Friday. And I will bring that to you as quick as I can, talk to you about the top topics, the major topics that I think that would impact you, that you need to act on immediately. Mike Rasmussen, CPA Straight Talk for Small Business, on Tuesday, September 8th. Have a great day.